All right, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the Thursday morning live talk, and I'm working with a new streaming platform. So just started working with it a couple of days ago, and I'm super excited about it because what it does is it allows me to give the talks that I've been giving for over 2 years now on Thursdays and also share it with a YouTube audience. So this is actually my first time actually going live on YouTube. So I've just been a little bit nervous just because it's new and I'm unfamiliar with it. So, but I got some lovely emails yesterday from a couple of YouTube viewers that are not on uh, Facebook. So they thanked me for including them. So let's all give a warm welcome for those who are joining us, the new people from YouTube as well. So where are you calling in from? Where are you checking in from? What are you drinking today? I'm back to my mermaid cup. And I just saw here in Tacoma that they have a new mermaid t-shirt. So it's definitely on my list to go buy and get myself one. So thank you for Rebecca for tuning in through YouTube. So the fire element. So my name is Nancy Rebecca. For any of you who are new out there, you're not familiar with me, I have been helping people to move through paralyzing doubt, to really trust their intuition, their psychic ability, develop it, maybe even work as a professional psychic. So I've been teaching these courses for 25 years now. I am a clairvoyant. I can see energy fields. So as I am looking out at all of you tuning in today, I can kind of see I can see your spirit, your soul, your light. I can see any cloudiness that's around. And then I work with that as a clairvoyant when we're doing the meditation to kind of guide you through the meditation so that you can learn every single Thursday how to start transforming your own life, which we're talking about fire today, and fire is this great transformer. Now, this entire time, I've already talked about the element of water and the element of wood. And I know those of you who are on YouTube didn't get those live talks, but today I'm talking about the element of fire. And what I realized as I posted that this talk was coming up, that there's many of us in the world, and I must admit, when it came to working with red or the emotion of anger or working with a fire element, I was pretty intimidated by that. And so you might too. And one of the reasons why is because maybe we've been around, we've grown up with someone who had what I will call out of balance fire, out of balance anger, that no matter what, there was only one dial setting, and that dial setting, no matter what emotion that they're feeling, is anger. And we've had lots of programming over thousands of years about that kind of Puritan way of showing up in the world, of just being very passive. And so we're really undoing a lot of programming. So hello, I'm just going to say Zula Sue from Illinois. We have China from Port Angeles. Hi, Judy from Alberta. Red Deer is Lorraine. So wonderful. What, Green Valley, Arizona. Wow, lots of people from lots of places. Okay, fire. So you've heard me talk about this year is the year of the healer. I'm super excited because we actually have our first, for those of you who've registered for the Year of the Healer series, that's the Healing Touch Worldwide Foundation is sponsoring. I have my very first date on Saturday to do that. So I'm quite excited about that. Tomorrow we have an enormous potent full moon. I know you all are already feeling it. I certainly am. Here in Tacoma, life has really been shaken up, turned upside down, and dumped out on the ground, and everybody's kind of scrambling. And then we have the equinox on Sunday. So it's just like this boom, 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 boom. Lots of things going on. So good morning, Denise from Summerland and Kathleen from Washington State. So the frequencies that are coming through, so this is the year of the healer, but the main dominant frequencies that we're seeing this whole year is healing frequencies. Yes, we totally need that. Justice. Oh my gosh. Justice, as the frequency of justice comes in, it helps transform injustice, and transform is really boosted by the fire element. And then beauty, right? If we can be healed and whole, if we can start to see some justice in the world, and then we can have beauty. So all of those frequencies are at play. Now I'm just going to mention here, it's kind of hard living in this third dimensional world right now, and it's hard for everyone. And I always say, my father says, if you want to know what's going to happen in the future, look at your history, look at the past. And we're really seeing just almost this identical past repeating itself and repeating itself. And what happens is that we are being given spiritually another opportunity to do things right. So we're getting an opportunity again to rewrite history. So we need to keep praying for that. We need to keep asking for that. We need to still try to keep our minds light-minded and light-hearted. Now, the fire element burns out those stuck, resistant places in the third dimensional realm. Now, the third dimensional realm is not a dirty word. It's not a negative thing. The third dimensional realm is beauty when in balance. The third dimensional realm are beautiful people like you and me. The third dimensional realm is the beautiful forest, the beautiful buildings, the beautiful plants and animals and sky and mountains. And so there's lots of beautiful things in this third dimensional realm that is, I would say, we're kind of struggling and suffering along as we're trying to keep bringing back that beauty in the world. But right now, as the frequency, I don't know if you could hear that car going by, apologies, but as the frequency of the earth is kind of moving through the fourth dimensional realm, which is the heart, and we're going to talk a little bit about that fiery heart of compassion. So as it kind of moves through that bridge of transformation in the heart from suffering to love and compassion, and moves up to help us have that calm, centered, light-minded self of hope and vision for our future. It seems like all that's out of balance in the world is in our face. Why? Because it is. It's like as this vibration and frequency rises, it's shining a light and illuminating those darker, harsher, painful, mean, hateful places. So fire burns off those places in the 3D world where you are overly attached to your body. So I want you to hear this, because this is big right now, because I can find myself wanting to have conversations with you all about things from the higher spiritual realm, but I can feel in the world that we are so overly attached right now to what's happening in the world that if I went happy, happy, joy, joy, you would look at me like, what have you got, 3 heads? Do you not see what's going on? So The fire element helps burn off our over attachment to suffering, our over attachment to struggling, our over attachment to anything having to do with the body, overly pleasuring ourselves, whether it's through addictions, drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, television, gaming. Like that's a big, big issue amongst our young people. Well, I don't know. I haven't tried gaming because I know I would be right there with them with that addiction to games because I love that kind of stuff. But so I won't just say young people, but those overly attached to suffering, struggling, and pleasure. So I know that we can all fall into those categories, especially when it comes to eating my mother's amazing home baked sourdough bread. Like I could probably eat a loaf of that with some amazing butter every day. So that can be that kind of over attachment. So what the fire does, it helps us burn off over attachment. Now, someone posted yesterday that they were a little afraid of the conversation we're going to have today because they associate fire with hell. All right. So we've heard those terms, burning in the fires of hell, being dropped down into total darkness that's so hot that your skin is burning all the time. I want to talk about this. I want to see if we can just flip our thinking a little bit here. Fire is not the punishment. So we need to kind of look at this from that higher 5D perspective. Fire is the transformer. Fire transforms. So often, let's say that there was a hell. Let's just kind of toy with that idea because I know that some of you listening in today, it's like, oh, I absolutely believe that there's a heaven and that there's a hell. And there's going to be some of you that think, oh no, people use the story of hell to kind of contain us and control us and make us be fearful of doing wrong things. It's just a made up story by someone. So I'm not here to try to convince you what is or isn't. However, I am going to say, let's just imagine that there was a hell. At the upper levels of hell, there's a lighter blackness, and at the deeper levels of hell, there's pitch beyond black. That energy is when humans were over attached to the body or over attached to wanting others to struggle, wanting others to suffer, wanting to hurt or harm others. So the fire transforms the darkness. So we know what it's like to live on the surface of the earth going happy, joy, while we may be walking on the earth where tragedy has existed. And I also don't need to go into all the tragedies that have happened before our lifetime, that have happened in our ancestral lifetime, that we need to start taking a lot of responsibility for. So we can walk on the ground and live in a country, in a state, somewhere on the planet where tragedy has happened. All right. So that's kind of underneath us. So if you imagine the fire, and the fire's not the punishment, the fire's the transformer. So right now we're going through this enormously transformational time that's burning off that darkness, burning off that evil, burning off suffering and grief and that over attachment to the physical realm of pain and suffering. When it transforms it, it helps us to move to the higher frequencies, the higher knowledge, the higher understanding. When the fire comes in, it burns off those places within your body where you might isolate, where you feel separated, where you don't feel connected to yourself and you don't feel connected to others. that you may be, again, overly connected to your suffering, and you have forgotten what it's like to feel joy because it's out of balance. You don't know what it's like to feel warm inside of your heart. And we can do it for animals, but we don't, not always for people. So this fire element helps to burn that off. And then it starts to bring us together again in that warmth, in that compassion, in our connection with unity consciousness. Yeah, like Chena says, burning for renewal. All right. And so let me just talk about if hell existed. So let's say that I resided in hell for whatever reason, whatever I did in a past life or a current life, who knows? And that once I got there, I was like, oh my gosh, my consciousness realized, wow, I was really overly attached to causing pain and suffering for someone else. Can I have a do-over? If I was in hell, I would want the fire element to come in to start burning off those places so I would have an opportunity for a second chance. So it's very much the same with, we'll say with hell. It's like there are souls that desire and deserve a second chance. So fire is a transformational element. Okay. I'm always looking at the time here. So when I was meditating with fire, and by the way, it's awesome. I don't remember to do it often enough. So this talk was a great reminder. As I was meditating with the fire element, I kept hearing the word triple burner, triple burner, triple burner. So spirit just kept dropping these little love messages to me, triple burner. So I stopped my meditation and I went to the computer and I looked up triple burner and I was like, oh my goodness. So the triple burner has, they call it the triple burner. Why? Because there's three, and three, of course, is a sacred number. And I'm just going to do a little shout out to today is Celtic St. Patrick's Day. And when I went to Ireland, I always remember they planted the trees in threes. Every time they plant trees, it's always in threes. So it's the triple burner of the fire element. We're going to do a meditation around this as well. But the triple burner, when it's out of balance, so let me just talk about this. And I encourage you to go look it up. There's tons of information, tons of YouTube videos. I didn't watch them. I just looked at it and meditated on it. All right. The triple burner meridian impacts your endocrine system, your nervous system, your pituitary, your pineal. It helps produce serotonin. It helps keep your thyroid active, your thymus active, which is connected to your immune system. It keeps your pancreas healthy, your adrenals healthy. Now, your adrenals flow cortisol. And when it's out of balance, you're either in fight, flight, or freeze mode. So we've talked about this before. Also impacts the gonads, the ovaries, and the testes. So if you have an out of balance triple warmer, which we're going to try to bring that into balance today, you just might have a little anxiety and stress. You might have trouble regulating your heat and cold. So you might be hot one minute and freezing the next. You can have a lot of autoimmune disorders. So an autoimmune is where you have inflammation in the body and your body is fighting itself. So there's a spiritual reason for that as well. A poor immune system, burnout. Oh, how many of you just feel burned out on life? I mean, seriously, how many of us are really feeling burned out on life? You just can't relax no matter what you do. You drink your chamomile tea, you're meditating, you're in the zone. You're surrounded by all your beautiful house plants that are talking to you. You go out for walks, you do yoga, and you just can't settle. That's the triple warmer. Over busy or exhausted. So you get busy, 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 and then you're just exhausted and burned out. So that's suffering, right? That's struggling, and that's happening in the world right now. So we all have this fire element that wants to come in to help us and to light that fire, spark that light of the triple burner, the triple warmer. So let's do a meditation. And let's get that fire going, that fire element, and let's work on the triple burner, triple warmer, which is the first burner, the first warmer of fire is the intake fire. It helps kind of intake, kind of fill up those areas that, not fill them up, but it's bringing in the fire. The second, I'm going to call it a bowl because we're going to work with these giant alchemist transformational bowls in our meditation. The second bowl is the absolute transformer of those places where we're out of balance and overly attached to our bodies, whether it's over pleasure or over suffering. And then the third bowl that we're going to work with is called the lower triple warmer, is where you eliminate, where you let go of what you've burned off, like the ash, for example. Now, we're going to start off with a really good grounding so that as these three fires are going to help you burn off uh, what's impacted by the upper fire, middle fire, and lower fire. Because when I ask Spirit about it, it's like when you work with a bowl, it really simplifies things. You can follow the meridians and you can see where the triple warmers go and you can see where it impacts the body, but I'll invite you to do that later after this talk. Okay. Your spirit loves change, and fire brings about change. So before we do this meditation, intend that you are welcoming any overly attachments to your body. You are willing to have the spiritual changes in your life that you wish to see. However, you want to add a little additional intention that you want that transformation to come through into your life with ease and effortlessness, and that you can easily integrate any changes. All right, so you're going to do that first. Remember, your spirit loves to be playful and imaginative. We want to use intuition to guide you. So go ahead and close your eyes and turn within. Say hello to those wonderful bodies of yours. Those beautiful bodies that are residing in this third dimensional realm during this enormous leap in consciousness on our planet. Our bodies need a break. And sending your own body a little love is going to be just what the doctor ordered. And then say good morning to your own spirit. So you remember you have part of your spirit that's in your body, but a majority of your spirit resides in the higher realms. That's why they call it your higher self, so that your higher self can look down and talk to you while you're here in the 3D world and help you to remember you are ultimately a beautiful spirit having a human experience. And the human experience is a bit rough right now, but it has the potential to be incredibly beautiful. Greet the fire element and invite the fire element in, and ask the fire element to work with you, and maybe work with you in a gentle way. Or if you're already pretty fiery, you may say, yeah, bring it on. But the fire element, it's not hot, it's transformational. That's what I want. It's not literal fire. It's transformational energy. It can burn things up quickly or transform things quickly. So right now, use the fire element and invite it to flow down your grounding, and let the fire just flow down your grounding cord to the center of the earth, burning off, transforming old, outdated energy that may be stuck in your grounding channel. If you're quite a feeler, you may feel a lightness start to happen as this fiery transformation energy burns it off. If you are clairaudient, you may hear the snap, crackle, pop, just like you would if you were sitting next to a fire. You may hear the roar of a fire. If you're more of a seer, clairvoyant, you may actually see the flickering flames of a fire, and it might be a red fire for you, it might be yellow or orange. And in the past year, I've been playing with a blue fire. Remember, it's all just simply transformational. Nice. Letting it flow down your grounding. So now ask your spirit to help you to imagine a beautiful, healing, balanced, harmonious, transformational room. You're going to step into a sacred room where there are 3 enormous golden alchemy type bowls, meaning that they stand on the floor, and when you walk up to them, they might come up to your waist or your chest. One of the bowls represents the upper burner. The middle bowl represents the middle burner. So the upper burner brings in the transformational light. The middle burner uses that transformational light to transform, change. And then the third transformational bowl, fiery bowl, then helps you to completely eliminate and let go of the over attachments. So you can light the fire, you can gently blow on the fire, stoke the fire. You can use a dial like on a gas stove to adjust each bowl up or down, depending on your intuitive spiritual guidance. Or you can bring a light down from God if you want and ask the God light to light the fires. But right now, let's just have a short bit of quiet as you are lighting the fires of your triple warmer to start burning off your over attachments to your body. Ooh, there's some beautiful emotions coming to the surface, some incredible compassion I can feel. As the triple warmer, the triple burner is activated, the balance is calmness. Can you believe it? When you burn off the over attachments to the body's able to go into a calm, beautiful, compassionate state. When the triple warmer is in balance, you desire to be in relationship with other people. You desire and hunger to be in communities. You desire to be kinder and caring. Send a little bit more fire element down your grounding. I'm seeing that you're releasing a lot, and you might need to just kind of amplify the fire element in your grounding channels to unblock it so you can continue to release what you are transforming. Doesn't that feel nice? Sending that fire down your grounding. Who ever thought healing yourself could be so rewarding? All right. I think a lot of you could stay in that room and that state for a long time. And absolutely, I'm going to go ahead and call you back right now. But after this call, um, you're welcome to go back to your room and tend to your triple warmer, tend to your triple burner. So go ahead and come back and open your eyes. And what's your experience now? How do you feel now after this short little 5-minute meditation compared to when you first came on the call with your cup of something? So just see if you can just kind of notice. Sometimes it's just subtle. Now, you might feel like, oh my gosh, that felt so good. I'm going to do a whole lot more. Remember, the fire element is a transformational element. Can you imagine what would happen to your life if you're in this constant state of transformation? Yeah, that'd be a little crazy making. You must let your body have time to say, oh, that was lovely. Let me get a couple of glasses of water. Thank you so much. I'm feeling lighter. That's better. And then just let your check in with your spirit to see when is the next time you can work with the fire element. And so it might be in a few hours. Your body may say, oh, I need a couple of days after that one. It just depends on how much you burned off today. But take good self-care. All right, everyone. I have the spring equinox is still coming up this Sunday, which we have tickets for still available. We have about 60 people. Huge movement of energy. I know a lot of you have been on with me almost every day this week. I will be doing another meditation today at 9 o'clock. A.M. Pacific Standard Time. And I would love for you all to, after I go off this live event, if you will just not take off right away, but just sit down and try to formulate your thoughts of the experience that you had today and share that in the comments section. I really love that. I love to know that whatever we're offering through the teachings, and I say we because I'm talking about my ancestral guides as well, that we kind of love to know that that it's helpful. So, all right, everyone, thanks for coming on. I've enjoyed you all, and I'll see some of you at 9 o'clock for another meditation, and then I'll see the rest of you next Thursday I think we talk about metal and air next Thursday. All right, take care, everyone. Lovely to see you. Have an awesome weekend.